Marko here with the Vaticans. Welcome, and today we're going to review a brand new 2019 Ernie Ball Music Man Majesty. It's right here in the box. It just arrived and I'm so excited to take it out and discover it with you and see if this is as great of a guitar as they say it is. A few notes before I get started. First and foremost, thank you so much for all the nice feedback on my other reviews, subscribing to my channel. I actually wanted to do a review on another guitar, but I guess this is new, and it's a really new guitar for me too, because it took me years and years to decide to finally buy one. I was a little bit of an enemy to my own self because I love signature guitars, but this one is so out there with the way it looks, and for the first few years it took me a while to get used to it, and I didn't want to look like I'm trying to be John doing the Dream Theater thing, you know, and all those things, which is strange because I have a lot of other signature guitars, but I really care if those guitars are actually great guitars. You know, I have a Malmsteen Strat. I didn't buy it because I want to be Malmsteen. I actually think it's a great Strat. I have a Wolfgang. I hate Eddie, but it's that great of a guitar that I own one, and I want to see if this lives up to it as well. There's quite a few changes to the 2019 Majesty, my first one, and we're going to discover together what they are, what the quality of the instrument is, and then we're going to put it through the ringer. Behind me is a Marshall head, a 410 Satriani going into a 2x12, and we're going to do something that very few people do. You know, when you see a lot of these reviews, they do their sound and solo, and I mean, yeah, it sounds great, but what do those pickups really sound like going straight into the amp? And we're going to take a cable, put it into the guitar, put it right into the amp, and do open chord voicings to actually really see if those pickups live up to not only the price tag, but if they sound great with the selection of wood they're paired with. So we're going to have a lot of fun. If you watch my reviews, I talk a lot. I want you to feel like you're here and what it's like to own this guitar. I'm going to point out things that are also negative. If you want a quick review, John himself does them. You know, he does a great job selling you the guitar as you should, and obviously I mean that in all the right ways, and so will the stores, but I don't have an affiliation with any of that, so we're going to take a very honest look. You know, it's an expensive guitar, $3,500 list price, so I'm going to point out some things that maybe they would not point out. On top of that, with this guitar, you know, I noticed over the years they have a little bit of iPhone thing they're doing. You know, it's like every year there's an upgrade and a change. You know, it's like iPhone 5, 5S, 6, 6S, 7, you know, X, XS, XS Max, and for 2019, you know, now it's Rainmaker and Dreamcatcher pickups, which supposedly are specifically for the African mahogany wood, and that's all good. Sounds fancy, but let's see how it is in the real world. And most importantly, is this a great guitar if you're not a Dream Theater fan? I love my signature guitars. I have a lot of guitars that are signature, non-signature, but you know, I'm at a point in my life and age and playing abilities, both good and bad, where you know, as a teenager you buy a guitar and it's your artist, and you buy it because of that. You know, I want to see if this guitar is really good as a standalone guitar, even if you don't like Dream Theater. And this is a very unique guitar. It's a boutique guitar, and it's an expensive guitar, you know, and it takes some getting used to because we're a little bit our own worst enemy when it comes to that. We're stuck with Les Paul and Strats, and when somebody does something like John is doing that's really different, you know, we should actually respect that and really commend it and be fans of that, because the guy created a whole line, not just the signature guitars, and they're phenomenal guitars. So I want to give it a fair chance and see if it really is as great as we think. We're gonna unbox it. I'm gonna take it outside so we can really see under the natural light what it looks like. I never thought I would own a red guitar. And then we're gonna put it into the amp and really do a neutral test to give you an idea what this guitar sounds like, and it'll be new for me as well. And then we'll maybe play a song or two and try to put it in a musical context, and hopefully will help you decide if this is something for you or not, whether you're a John Petrucci Dream Theater fan or not. Again, I talk a lot, and that's because I want to give you a vibe of being here. So hope you enjoy it. Let me change and let's get started. So I've taken it out of the outer box, and even the Sphinx cats are excited. Hey guys, you're so cute. That's him and that's her. They probably want to get in the box. So this is interesting. It doesn't have a seam there. So interesting how Ernie Ball does that. So this is down the middle here. So we'll lay it down. Matter of fact, we're gonna grab a little. Here, well, there you go. We'll make this the old-fashioned way. And we'll open that right here. And I'm gonna lay it down, and then we'll get to the case part. It is obviously super well packed, as you can tell. I mean, extra padded. This is really thick. I mean, not even when you order like a 59 Les Paul, usually do you see it this is just super soft. And I guess in there is the actual Ernie Ball case. All right, let's get to the next step. And here's the third box. Feels like a damn babushka. Obviously, you forget how tiny this guitar is, and it's what, like only 6 or 7 pounds. They're really light, but this is kind of cool. Again, it's serial number 002. I think, and I could be wrong, maybe you can add it in the comments, but I wouldn't be surprised if 001 goes to John for each of the 4 or 5 different models. So this is really nice. I mean, I don't know if this gives it value or not, but it's pretty cool to know you have the second guitar that was ever built off the 2019. So that's pretty dope. Couldn't resist not throwing this in. I was just about to lay down the box, and look at this little thing. Jumped right on top of it and almost tipped over the whole damn case. So yeah, she's like, open the damn box already so I can get in there. Literally jumped from there right up. You need a bath, girl. Okay, all right, time to get off. We are finally at the promised land. Let's look at the case. Pretty cool. Again, for you who don't know, remember, some of you already know that. I know what these cases look like, but it's a solid case. It's really thick. It's definitely, you can take this on the road. It is, you know, hard plastic, but it's nice. It's safe. I like the proprietary Majesty badge. It's cool. It says Music Man on it. I like that these don't have rubber, that they're plastic, so you don't, for example, damage if you have, I don't know, an oak floor or whatever. Sometimes they're like on the fender cases out of, you know, aluminum or metal, but those are just minor things. Latches feel good, very good, you know. Yeah, feels good. Again, little things, I tell you, you might think this is ridiculous, but you know, you have a different expectation when you buy, you know, a $4,000 guitar. Remember, the Tiger Eye Majesty is $5,000, the one that has the whole mahogany top, and you know, it's the little things that matter. I don't care what anybody says when you spend that kind of money. You know, it's what it is, man. Call me a stickler, but you know, unless you're born rich or you inherited money, you work hard for your money, and you care, you know. And you're gonna hear me a lot today make comparisons to, you know, this is called the Ferrari of guitars, to just that, a Ferrari, because I love cars, and we wanna, you know, make those comparisons. Is it, again, value, you know? All right, here we go. Yeah, wow. Definitely, you know, takes your breath away right off the bat. Just, you know, speaking of Ferrari and comparisons like that, you know, it's one of those that definitely, it's hard to capture on camera. It's one of those you have to be here and see it. Just the footage won't do it justice, but
And again, I never thought I'd have a red guitar, but you know, when you see this kind of red, it's stunning. So that's the inspection card and all that stuff. You know what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually not just yet worry about the guitar. And we're gonna, in a second, take it outside to really see it under the light. We're gonna put that here. And what we're gonna do is check out the case candy. So, and obviously the case smell. It doesn't have that Les Paul case smell, which is good. Probably makes me less addictive then, but let's see what we got, you know. And you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the camera stationary real quick so we can see what this is all about. Case candy is important, it's part of the experience. I really like that there is a really big pocket right here, actually two of them. They're really, really generous size. And I'll put the camera down. This is my Dunlop belt, and I'm actually gonna exchange the Majesty belt strap clips and put Dunlops under here in a second. But see, this actually fits in really nice. Even this is really generous. So you have a lot of space that, you know, when you have a Les Paul case, for example, it's kind of tiny. The Strats, they have a big pocket, but this is really cool. I like how when you then close it, it has a little lip here to really hold it into place, okay? Let's discover the what's inside here, and all right, here we go. Tremolo arm, nice plain chrome, covered aluminum, I should say. Okay, has that little clip that goes in. I will most likely make this Majesty a dive bomb only, because it's all I need, and the free floating thing will give me seizures. So extra springs, okay, fair enough. A couple of instrument polish, I mean, okay. And I guess the card, and obviously pickup configuration. And we'll go through that. It's, you know, it takes a moment to grasp it. You know, you have volume, which has a push 20 dB. You have, this actually splits the coils when you're in the middle position where you have both pickups. And in the back, you're on the, obviously on the bridge. Then on 6, all the way up, you have piezo only. In middle, you have piezo and magnetic. And on number 4, only magnetic, and gives you the explanation. Little normal printout, nothing fancy. Again, I'll let you decide if this could have been presented a little bit better. You know, it's kind of really no different than when you just buy a regular, I don't know, man. My Eric Johnson Strat is $1,700 out the door, and I feel like the presentation of all of the candy is much, how can I say, more of a high-end experience. And I get it, if you're on the other side of the argument, you'll say, dude, get the F out of here, take the guitar and play it, it's about the guitar. Okay, but remember, when you buy a Ferrari, the buying experience is half of the process. I want to be very clear, I'm not leaning one way or the other. I'm just presenting neutrally what I find, and try, and at least until the very end, to take the subjective part out of it. And don't worry, we will get to the subjective part. So cool, okay, fair enough. Let's get to the guitar, and let's take it outside and put it under light and really actually enjoy the craftsmanship. This is a cool angle. Again, it shows you a little bit of the different lighting on it. And one of the things that I really love about this particular year is that, as you can tell, if you know the Majesties, they used to come with polished ebony fretboard and mirror inlays. And this is subjective. I kind of, to be honest, never, I don't want to say I didn't like it, but it had a little bit of a gaudiness to it. And right now I also wonder if this would look really cool if it had a black chrome option. This would look really badass, like red on black, but red on silver obviously, and chrome looks gorgeous. But I love that the ebony is not polished, and I love that the inlays aren't mirrored. They would have made a big mistake if they would have kept the mirror inlays or polished fretboard or vice versa. But the fact that it's just beautiful raw ebony, is just absolutely lovely. And what we're gonna do now is actually turn it around. I'm gonna give you some angles too, because it really is just stunning how ergonomic this guitar is. And wonder if this would look great if it had like a binding around it. But again, it's just this is how John wants them, and this is how they're gonna be. Love the input jack, that it's body leveled. These obviously you're gonna want to replace with either the Marcio's clip-on or Dunlop. Remember, the clip-on will scratch it as that plastic part, but it just I mean, it's flawless. It really, the finish on it just looks. And I'm purposely spending some time here because, again, if you're considering buying or you haven't seen it, just the look at the seams are absolutely flawless. I love that you can adjust the neck here. You don't obviously, I mean, you cannot take the neck off, but easy access if you have a guitar tech, or you know how to do it yourself if you're in a live setting where you need to. It really is really beautiful. And again, I'm really taking it into and just trying to get the right lighting to you know, you can go with your finger over it and just kind of see the smoothness on it. Rainmaker and Dreamcatcher pickups, we'll get to that. Obviously free floating Music Man with the piezo. I know there's that battle, is it piezo, pizza? You know, I always call it piezo. I hope I'm right. If not, you know, please don't kill me in the comments. But just really, let's get to the fretboard. I want to give you as much as I can so you can really enjoy it. The knobs, let's test those. The feel, it feels very good. Feels solid, just like you would expect. Okay, here's your push-pull for the 20 dB gain. This will split these two into single coils when you're only in the middle, and also function as a tone. And when you're back here, you're on the piezo volume. When you press it, you can make the piezo stereo. So the options are unbelievable. It really is it's a modern day jet. So it's not like an old school plane, a Warbird. This is a modern day jet. Down here, you're on the magnetics only. In the middle, you're magnetic and piezo. And up here, you're on the piezo only. Let's turn it around. Again, just look at the craftsmanship. I'll lay it down. It's really nice. I guess the sunrise, and I hope it comes through in the video. If you notice, it's lighter in the middle and darker around the body, so hence I guess the name. The guitar, I can tell you, it does feel like a expensive guitar. Back here you have your boost adjustment if you want the boost to be less than 20 dBs. The mix of how much you want the blend to be, which I assume right now probably will be 50-50 between the piezo and the magnetics, treble and piezo bass, and of course your access to your springs, and we'll take that off in a second. And I assume, let's see if it ships with a battery. Yeah, I'm discovering as much as you are, of course. All right, there you go. Stunning, beautiful, gorgeous. The guitar feels very light. About 7 pounds. You know, I'll do you one. I'll do you one better. Let's compare it to your typical guitars. I wanted to do this to give you an idea of size and just feel. And what, you know, I'm keeping it very simple and traditional. Les Paul to the left, and in this case a Telecaster on the right, my beautiful 96. And you can just tell right off the bat, the Majesty is shorter, tinier, and obviously much lighter. It's kind of cool. It's a lot of stuff that you usually don't see in reviews because they're too busy trying to sell it to you, but obviously this thing is a tank. It's like, you know, 400 inches wide, and this thing is in comparison really tiny, just super ergonomic, and just lines everywhere in the way they come together. It really has a horn similar to the Custom 24, which is, speaking of which, $1,000 more with the piezo. And I can tell you, right now I don't see exactly how the Custom 24 is $1,000 more, especially nowadays that it's just a regular production guitar, but that's a different topic. And then, you know, the Telecaster too is, you know, obviously a beautiful, primitive, raw. I mean, there's nothing here. I mean, a neck, a body, and go play, you know, and this, of course, is, again, you know, your classic cars right here, and, you know, your modern day era fighter jet. And that's literally, I mean, as cheesy as it sounds, what it is. But I'm going to take it a step further. You know what I'm going to do now is open both guitars and let's really see, you know, tradition compared to modern day. And again, I do have the flash on now, and this is really beautiful. Now you can really see some of the grains that it's beautiful. You can see the neck through and the way it's shaded, the flamed mahogany. I'm sorry, flamed maple over the African mahogany, and it just really want to give you an idea of how this is the MAJESTY. If you are a Dream Theater fan, you know that originally they were called MAJESTY, hence the name. John's signature, Schaller ND1s on the back, but just ergonomically, it's just there's a lot going on. And I'll give you the back as well one more time, and then we'll move on. But what's really cool here is just the you can see where the neck is glued on. So it's not one piece, just so you know, and see right there if you see the seam. Okay, apex and the flex on it are gorgeous. There's no doubt, no confusion that this is very high grade mahogany that was chosen, and you can always tell by the flex. It's a dead giveaway. And the reason you do that as a luthier is because it's light and very resonant on cheaper guitars. I mean, quote unquote cheaper. You will have less flex, and the wood will be darker in tone and also heavier. So there, you can just tell there's flex everywhere on this, and just the wood selection definitely, as you would expect, is phenomenal. I'm doing a quick insert here, and I did not plan on doing this, but I just had this profound experience that I just have to share with you. That really hit me hard. You know, you have your classic Mustang here, and you have your modern day Lamborghini over there. And listen, I get it. If you're a 50-year-old lawyer and you have your 59 reissue, this is a traditional, I'm just saying. I could have put my 59 here as well, but you know, if you're that guy, you'll think of this as just modern day garbage. If you're an 18-year-old who's going to buy this to play the dance of eternity and, you know, do songs in 15, 16 meters, you know, this is obviously not, you know, you're gonna think of this as a guitar for 50-year-old lawyers that play for hobby, even though none of the two is actually true. The reality is, if you truly love guitars, you're gonna appreciate both, and actually do just that, have both. But this just really hit me, and I think you're gonna think this is very powerful, and that's why I want to share it with you. So I took the back off, and just it was a powerful moment, and let me share it with you. I'm going to turn around the Les Paul, and there you have it. I'm sorry, not Bumblebees, that's in the 59. Here you have, well, you know what, it doesn't matter what it is, but look, it's just good old school pots, couple of cables, and yeah, whatever. I mean, just your primitive little hand wired, and you know, just kind of, dude probably had a lot to drink the night before, came to the shop and assembled it. On the reissues, it's a little bit nicer. You got your, you know, Bumblebees and blah blah blah. But you know, man, you got your wiring, man. You got your American-made tank, and you turn it around, and you got in this case, a couple of 57s, and you know, your volume tone, and then you're good to go. And that's really it. And you know, old school Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Well, watch this. I'm purposely not talking because I just want you to take this in for a second. And you know what? I'll stop talking and actually give you both next to each other. Okay. I just want you to just take this in for a second. I mean, if you love guitars, that's powerful stuff right here. You know, it really is. You know, old school, beautiful, gorgeous, and then you come to basically computer chips, adjustable fields, triple shielding. I mean, there's a whole processing board on here I mean, I can't even keep up right now. It's just, but you know what? Good for you and lucky you if you can appreciate both. Both are a tool, an extension of your soul to express yourself. And but this was just so powerful. I had to share it because I was just wanting to, you know, have a look at it. And you can just you know, it speaks for itself. Sometimes, you know, there's no words needed. But I wanted to share that with you. And what I'm going to do now is replace these with some Dunlop lockings, and we're good to go to start plugging it in. There's another thing I wanted to point out to you real quick, and I have my beautiful wife helping me out here. Hi, babe.
Hey.
Hey. By the way, which one do you like more? Do you like this one or that one?
Tough.
Tough? Okay, that's it. That's a good answer, a neutral answer. Just so you know, another thing I'm going to point out to you, you're probably going to most likely end up changing these, and I'm going to put on Dunlops, but the one thing you got to know is be careful when you use a full-size screw because it's angled really odd. You're hitting the neck. You can't actually even get it straight. So you got to do it with a short one, but then the problem is it's going to be hard for you to really get it tight. So in this case, I'm going to use a little microfiber here and kind of work my way through it like that. So the angle here is super, super odd unless you go with a very, very short one. So be careful, as you will not be able to get it even. Okay, just something to point out. In case you buy this, you might not know and end up putting a ding in it. Okay, cool, we'll be right back. All right, couple more things as we are finishing up here, and then the 410 over there is waiting. Okay, I installed the Dunlops. Definitely gonna wanna have something that won't slip off. This is definitely one of those designs in this case where this is form over function. I tell you, this was terrible. You need one that's either super long or super short, and I get it. You can just say get the right tools, but you know, I'm glad I got it done. One more time, because I know if it's your first time, it'll help you understand. You have two selectors here, neck pickup, both pickups, bridge. These pickups only magnetic, a blend of the magnetic and the piezo, and piezo only. Volume for the magnetics, tone. If you are on both pickups, this splits them, but only if you're on both. Here it does nothing, just tone. Here you have the boost on all pickups. It gives that 20 dB boost or whatever you dial in the back. And here you have the volume. And if you volume for the piezo only when you're up here, or the blend down here doesn't do anything. And when you press, it goes mono stereo. We're not going to see the guitar much more from the back, and I do at this point want to point out something that to me is absolutely just terrible. And now I'm speaking completely subjective. I did try, by the way, try to put in the tremolo arm. It's just like you would expect, pop in, pop out, and I'll do it for you real quick. I mean, just so you can say, see, it's goes right in. Oh, let me switch hands, and then you have a little click, and then kind of taking it out is the same thing. You just kind of finagle it and take it out. I don't want to pull too hard now, but I got to tell you, there's something that that just blows my mind on this guitar, and I'm going to turn it around, and you know, you can leave in the comments if you agree or not, but the fact that this is not recessed, just blows my mind. I know, again, this is John's guitar. The way he says it, it's going to be done, and that's the point of a signature guitar. But it blows my mind that somebody thinks this actually looks good. This would have been the cherry on top. I mean, the damn Les Paul is recessed, and it isn't even good. I mean, it's it's a Les Paul. You're going to get what you get, and that's the charm of it. Just like an old Mustang, you know. But when you play it, it's going to make you feel special. But how in the do you think this looks good? I mean, actually, I think this looks fucking terrible. The fact that after 7 years or 6 or 7 or 8 years of this guitar being out, that either Ernie Ball, that Sterling or John didn't figure it would look better to make that recess, just it blows my mind, man. I actually think it looks ugly. This actually right now is what you would expect from an $800 guitar, not from a $3,500. And you know what? I appreciate the holes here that you can access that. That's cool and whatever. But and then check this out. This will blow your mind. If you angle this right, I mean, look at that. That just looks cheap, man. And if you angle this the right way, and I'm going to try to get it for you, you can actually see through it. Watch this. You ready? Right there. I'm going to put it over my jeans so you can actually watch right on the top. Right there. You can actually see through it. It's not even flush to the body. Look at that. I mean, that's just, excuse my language, but I'm just, and you know, I always saw that. I mean, it's not the first time I'm seeing this guitar. I've seen them at the NAMM shows. I held one just, but always focused on the neck. The neck is just, feels like heaven in your hands, and 17-inch radius on the fretboard, but the frets are like butter, but and I got the battery compartment, okay, fair enough, because you can say it has an inlay in it, but I just don't, to me, it would have been just a cherry on top. And I'd love to hear your comments, but look at that. I mean, it's just, man, that's got to be recessed. Come on, John. I mean, Sterling, man, this takes 4 minutes to dial into the CNC machine, and just, let me look at that. I want you to look at that, smooth, beautiful. Watch this. I mean, just heavenly. And you come here, and then, poof, I mean, just, and this not even being flush, man, it's just absolutely terrible. And there's another thing I want to point out. And check this out. There's another reality that you have to accept and live with. It's not really a problem, but a reality when you own a very expensive guitar. The other day I was at a guitar store and I saw a Paul Reed Smith Custom 24 from 1999. It was a 20-year-old guitar and it was brand new. I mean, in mint condition. And that's terrible. It really made me sad because the guitar is supposed to be played, but I get it. It's an expensive guitar. You don't want to put a ding in it. And see, here's the problem. When you have a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, the moment you see a guy have a dent in it or something, the next day it has to be at the shop and be fixed because it ruins the whole car. If you have, like I had in college, a 78 Camry, and you're just gonna park it, whatever, you don't even look at it when you come back. But when you have a Rolls Royce, even parking becomes a headache. Because now you want to go to a cafe and you look, and then in front of it is an old car. He might think he's not going to care. Behind you, is there enough space? You can't just leave it anywhere. And then while you're having coffee, you're sweating bullets. It is a reality to live with those things, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, this is a Les Paul. I don't know if you just noticed how I grabbed it with my rings. Okay, and I'm ashamed to say that this thing is actually still in as good of condition as it is. I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't even matter. It has a little bit of buckle rash. Okay, it has a little chip here. All right, and I mean, smells good. This is a working man's guitar. Okay, and I'm almost ashamed. I should have taken out my other Les Paul, my 58. But I'm almost ashamed to show you a Les Paul that looks this good. I mean, and you know what? I'm watching some ESPN right now, and if I'm gonna sit back right now, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take my rings off and place them here, and it's been a hard day, and matter of fact, I'm gonna take the screwdriver, And you know, I'm gonna take the coaster, all right, and I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna, maybe I'll get lucky and it puts a ding in it to give it more character, you know what I mean? And you know, here we go, all right, and might as well just put the lighter on here. I'm gonna sit back, and this is actually gonna become my coaster because this makes me feel good about having a Les Paul on my body right now. This is, you know, this thing needs to be dinged up. This thing looks way too cute, okay? And that's what you do with a Les Paul. I mean, you don't do it on purpose, but I think you get the idea, okay? So now, you take a $3,500, and by the way, and it just looks badass. I mean, when this thing has a buckle rash and you see wood, man, it just looks fucking badass, man. It looks, just look at that hole, and I almost want to go chip it, you know what I mean? I mean, you almost want to take a nail file and just it's just amazing. But of course, you know, I want to do it organically so that it tells a story, you know? So that's why I play this every day, because when my friend sold it to me, it was like in mint condition and it's driving me crazy, okay? Well, that doesn't work for a Ferrari, because you see, when you have a dent in the Ferrari, it ruins the whole guitar. So you see the Majesty over here. I tell you right now, I'm gonna have to take this off, all right? Because all the rings are away. As a matter of fact, I don't even feel comfortable right now taking that guitar anywhere near this right here, the belt. That can't do it. It just hurts me to do it. Because the moment I put a ding in there, it's gonna ruin the whole guitar. And it's not a question of money. I know some of you guys are doing well. I can go buy another one tonight, but it just doesn't look right. Understand? So I'm even considering putting on shorts, just because, you know what, I don't even feel comfortable being near this belt right now. Because I'm gonna sit here, okay? And really make sure there's nothing on here that's gonna scratch it, because that's again, problem is not the right word, but it's the reality you have to live with. These guitars don't look good when they're worn, and that's a fact. You're gonna get, as a matter of fact, I don't even see people play them live, really, because they're so expensive and you work so hard. When you get one, you want to almost protect it, and it becomes counterproductive. And that's when you see a Paul Reed Smith in the store 20 years later, it looks like the damn thing is brand new. Now, if you know me, you know this thing is going to be played into the ground. Don't be confused. But I have to be honest, man, it's just amazing how smooth this is. But I have to be honest, even I, who's known, and trust me, I hope the last note I play on this earth is when this thing falls apart, and this as well. But even I cannot have a hard time treating this the same like I do my Les Paul. And mind you, I have a 59 Les Paul, and they're, you know, listing for $5,000-$6,000, okay? And still, I would have no problem scratching it almost on purpose right now if you told me to. Whereas this, that's half the price, I would have a problem with. And that's just because of how it's designed. And you know, when you have something boutique, the whole point is for it to be maintained as such. And so that's one of the realities. Keep in mind, when you buy this is most likely not going to look good once you start putting things into it. And I'd love to hear your feedback on that as well in the comments. But now, enough talk, enough looking at my ugly face. Let's go and plug this thing in and see what it sounds like. All right, we are definitely done looking at my stupid face, and I appreciate you guys still being with me. I really hope this does for you what I hope it will do. As you can see, I took all my rings off and everything, and just have my little Apple Watch on so I can, you know, look at the camera and make sure you see the guitar. So I'm sorry if here and there I look at it. A couple things, I'm not miking the guitar. Look, I can take a Royer 121, put it into Pro Tools. It's gonna be no different than doing it on the iPhone. Why? Two reasons. Number one, if I put that stuff into Pro Tools, I'm gonna have to mask it because it sounds terrible otherwise, and nothing I do is what you're gonna do at home. This is not about me sounding good. This is about checking the pickups and the dynamic response, and then we'll do something musical, but the beauty of this is that no two will sound alike. You will have it different in your home than I will have it in mine. What matters is how do these respond, okay? I can tell you right now, holding the guitar feels absolutely fantastic. I love this tremolo arm because it's super smooth, and no matter where I put it, it stays, and I just absolutely love that.
The controls feel great. Everything feels top-notch quality when you flip. The ND1 Schallers are fantastic. Out of the box, the guitar was mostly in tune. Again, I can hold that against somebody. Maybe the guitar was in cold conditions. Who knows from where it was shipped to what store. So, you know, when people tell me out of the box, well, out of the box, you know, there's a lot of factors. But, and forgive me if we go out of tune slightly, you know, I don't want to spend 3 days playing it. The idea is to give you real-time feedback, and right now we are discovering this together. I think this comes with 10s. It sure feels like it. Let's see here. So, you know, oh, very cool, man. The first lick I ever played on the, you know, looks like it was on the magnetic piezo blend. Okay, everything feels really solid. One thing I forgot to point out, which is kind of important, is that remember, for 2019 they're now glossy finish again. 18 in previous years, I believe, were matte on the back. Some people love it, some people hate that. I think if you're a good player, it makes absolutely zero difference. You'll adjust, you know. The frets are butter smooth, I can tell you that. And the neck is so wide you can play freaking classical pieces on it. It's phenomenal, you know. Everything feels great. Let's check the controls first and foremost. And remember, I saw once John, you know, explain why the controls are laid out the way they are. This is all supposed to be kind of like in order. You know, you select here, you go down here, and everything is here, which is nice. I can tell you right now, if you play, you're going to hit this button. I don't care what anybody says. The pickup selector being here, to me, right off the bat is a concern, because, I mean, look at this. And you know what? I'm not even going to look at it now. I'm just going to play, I don't know, let's do something funky. I mean, I'm hitting this. Don't be confused. I have it now on the neck. So if I play, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to do it on purpose, but if I play right here in the middle, look, there's no way my finger isn't hitting that. So if I'm going, I already switched it here. So now if you're soloing, you know, I don't know, you like, you know, I see you being stationary, but if you're gonna do something like funky, I keep glazing it almost on every downstroke. So just be aware of that. If you're, you know, there's no way I see you not at some point switching this if you're moving a lot. You know, even if you play, I don't know, this is really close for comfort, I can tell you right now. So be aware of that, okay? Let's check the tones. Bridge, I don't know, let's not pick a nice chord. Let's go like with a G9. I love this. This is beautiful. This is really warm. It's not one of those cheap, aggressive bridge pickups that cuts you with a razor blade. Beautiful. Yeah, this is gorgeous. This is very nice. You know what? Forgive me, because I noticed on my effects loop I have the reverb and the delay on. We're in the front, we're going straight in. We want dry, nothing. Everything is turned off now. Here we go. There you go. That's a very nice bridge pickup. I mean, I can tell from a mile away this is a boutique pickup. Both pickups, very nice. Neck, very nice bass, just beautiful. Here's you know, here's let me give you like an open chord. Beautiful tone. If you're gonna do something like, you know, if you're gonna do something jazzy, I guess probably not
not many of us are going to be using this tone. Now notice, it does nothing else but tone when you push it. Nothing on the bridge either. Check the middle. Oh wow, okay, there's your stratty sound, if you will, okay? So watch the difference. Let's do something funky again. It's cool. I mean, it definitely is a single coil sound. Will it blow your Eric Johnson Strat out of the water? Probably not, but it's good to have. I mean, see, I just hit. I was wondering why isn't it doing anything, because as I was playing, I switched from middle to bridge, and that's when the split doesn't work. The split only works when you're on both. So let me get out of the way here. I'm telling you, I'm having already issues with hitting this. So I'm gonna have to focus more on my right hand than my left, I guess. So. It's nice. Okay, it's really cool. It's really cool. Okay. Piezo. You know what? Let's go to the blend. Now you have magnetic and the piezo together on the. You have the piezo and the bridge. Piezo middle. Those are really nice tones. Piezo only. Cool. Really. I mean, the quality is phenomenal. It's probably one of the best piezos I've ever heard in my life. And I'm not one to use them much, but to have the option and discover over the next few years I'm going to use that is nice. You know what I mean? It's trying to. That's nice, guys. That is really, really effing nice, man. And the fact right now that I'm going straight in and I don't even have a little delay, reverb, and chorusing on there, that's pretty awesome. You know what? I'm gonna turn my effects loop on. Here's reverb, here's delay, and here's chorusing. Let's do exactly the same thing again and check the difference. Okay, you have chorus, delay, and reverb. Listen to this, the piezo. That piezo is fucking sick. That is incredible. Let's go to the blend of both of those. This is, you know, let's keep doing exactly the same thing so you actually get a comparison. Yeah, you can definitely hear now the magnetic pickup kicking in. I'll show you the difference. Watch this. Piezo only. Both. See the magnetic pickup kicking in. Let's go to the warm one. And magnetic only, again with chorus, delay, and reverb. Same phrase again. I know I don't want to bore you, but I think you appreciate just having the same phrase for comparison. That's beautiful. Both. Gets a little brighter. Split. Almost get a little piezo quality there. And bridge. Remember, this is volume only for piezo. So this is gorgeous. Let's do a little phrase now with a little loop with open chord voicings, and we'll keep a little chorus on, a little delay, and a little reverb. So we don't want to mask the sound. We're just adding to ambiance, okay? And I'm not, I'm going to switch around, so forgive me if it's not too musical, but I want to go through as much settings as I can. Oh, by the way, let's try the boost. Are you ready? Right? Whoa! Wow! Holy shit! I mean, when you say 20 dBs, you ain't kidding. I'm gonna have to turn that down, man. Holy shit!
Okay, bro. Yeah, that's too much, man. That's wow. Okay, so here's something musical for you, all right? And we're just gonna switch around. I just switched it again without even noticing. So I think this will give you an idea, guys. I mean, the clean sounds are just absolutely phenomenal. If you know anything about pickups, or you know, you've been playing for a long time, I mean, you can hear from 10 miles away that these are just absolutely phenomenal. I've never been a huge DiMarzio fan, but these are just, I mean, it just makes you want to spend 3 hours just dialing in awesome clean sounds, and it just sounds absolutely phenomenal. Let's check out some distortion. All right, welcome to Gainland, okay? I have it on the AFD channel, on the 410, the AFD circuit, which is the channel number 2, the crunch channel, probably one of the best crunch channels on ever. On a Marshall or any amp. I mean, this is, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, not really for lead soloing, but for rhythm and just powerful stuff. It's really cool. I'm not obviously to do the piezo here. Sounds terrible. We're just gonna stick to the magnetic pickups. Let's check the boost first and foremost. Let's do a. You can tell it's much less pronounced here because you have compression and gain going on, so it gives you a little boost if you were to go into a solo. It's cool. Again, real life use. You know, you're probably going to have a pedal button if you were to go into a solo rather than this. You can dial it in the back because, you know, this is fairly a new method. I mean, I'm kind of lying. The Clapton Strat has the same thing, and the Clapton Strat has been out for 200 years. But you know, it's cool to have. Listen, this is a futuristic guitar. It's supposed to have all that stuff, you know. So if you're kind of, you know, rhythm and then you go into a solo, you'd engage it. You'll be like, engage. One thing we're going to do is turn the chorusing off. I apologize about that. So now we have delay, reverb, nothing else, okay? Because those are the things you want, you know, the rest you really don't need. So let's do that again. And here we go. The clarity of these pickups is stupid, okay? But again, this is a crunch channel, so let's not go into solo. Let me give you the same phrase and walk you through all the pickups. Let's get the tone real quick out of the way. I mean, you're never going to use it on this, but just so you've heard it. Middle tone down. And on the neck down tone.
it's phenomenal. I mean, the roll off, the roll off is just absolutely fantastic. And then in the middle, if you were to split it right here, you would have this kind of thing. It's kind of cool, man. The clarity, I wish you could be here, the clarity of these pickups, I don't know how to say it, but even if you know nothing about guitars, just like somebody might not know what a Lamborghini is, but knows it's something special when they look at it, the same is true for these pickups. I mean, damn, they sound effing amazing. I mean, listen to this, and this is on the coil split. Isn't that sick? Okay. And you know what? Let's stick with the same phrase. I love this because you have open chord voicings, and then you have high and low and nines in there. I mean, if you want to know if a pickup sounds good, do something like this. And it'll tell you everything. Don't do this shit. Anything will sound good there. But if you really want to know, I mean, here, this is going to be a giveaway. I mean, and guys, I'm on the middle. And I thought I was on the bridge. This is sick, okay? Same phrase, switching through the three settings, okay? And we're not gonna do cold split, you just heard it. So here we go. Again, switched into the middle. You know what? But I'm not going to edit this out. And it's you tell me in the comments. I don't feel I'm going heavy. I'm playing like, I mean, I'm just doing a regular rhythm. And again, it took me from the neck. Okay, this time I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to give you the same phrase because I want you to hear all three at the same time. But I tell you, this is again, it's John's guitar, it's his call, but why the fuck would you put a pickup selector where the most movement is? I know you got the streamline here, I get that, and the cutout, but that's just what I'm saying. You're moving here. So why the fuck would I put the pickup selector here? Put it right here or here. And then if you're so concerned about movement, then why not put that down here too then? I don't know. It's frustrating. I mean, I know John Petrucci's God. I'm a piece of shit. But if I designed a guitar, why would I? Okay, let's go from the top this time. And the problem is now I'm going to play back here, and then you're. I don't know. All right, here we go again. They sound fucking incredible, man. I've never heard a pickup this clear on that much crunch. But I tell you, man, if I'm playing a rhythm down here, we're most likely going to play it most of the time in the bridge. I'm safe, man. But up here, I'm just concerned. I'm always going to put it down, you know. Let's go to something that will expose a cheap pickup right away when you do low open voicings, for example, you know. Let's check the volume. Those are very nice pots. Very nice, okay? So check this out. Here's the phrase. A lot of open strings, so check this out. Phenomenal. Middle. Spectacular bridge. Sick. All right, let's go to some more gain and do a little what I guess what would fall under the category of when you solo. All right, this is I guess the last segment, and I guess this is the one that's, you know, might sound the best to you, but ironically is the least important, because when you get to a part where you're talking high gain, you're talking a lot of masking, especially when you record post-production. I'm still straight into the Marshall. I only have my effects loop on. There's no additional gain, but a little bit more delay now, and a slight, you know, I'm gonna keep the additional outboard tube boost off. So it's really just, but you know, now you're talking so much gain that kind of anything will sound great. Don't get me confused. You can still tell these are, you know, boutique pickups, but you know, it's like. So it's, I mean, you know, whatever your jam is, whether you're shredding or doing the mom steel, you know, they sound phenomenal. But I'll give you something musical, because quite frankly, I'm really inspired to go play right now and spend a few hours dialing this in. But I do want to give you something musical so you have a little bit of an idea, and you know, kind of see what they sound like on high gain. And to do it just to shred away senselessly doesn't make sense. But the clarity is phenomenal on those pickups. There's absolutely no doubt about it. The fretboard is so, remember you have 17-degree radius, so I can't even keep up with how fast this fretboard is, you know. It's just, it's fast. Let's try something musical. Forgive my so-so playing. I'm still getting used to the neck. There's 10s on it instead of 9s. The sun is blinding me.
It's kind of cloudy. What other excuse can I have? I'm just kidding. This song, by the way, is called Alley of Brand, and it's on our album, The Vaticans, that just came out, which is a beautiful instrumental album, and one of my favorite songs that I've written on it, Alley of Brand, The Vaticans. And actually, you know what, on the outro, I'll play you the actual track, a little shameless self-promotion, but I hope it helped you hearing the guitar real quick in a setting like that, because again, this is all real time. I'm yet to actually go and really get familiar with the guitar. But the pickups, the way they cut through, even while I was playing, and as you saw, this was the first time I played it in a song setting, are absolutely phenomenal. Now, I actually believe these are 10s, and I definitely have to change that. I love 10s, just not on this guitar, which is surprising. I would put 946 on this, hands down, because I could tell right away when I was bending on my chorus, it definitely felt way more resisting than I'm used to. So I'd probably go 946 because, you know, I also noticed right now I cleaned the guitar because, just so you know, this thing is a fingerprint magnet. I feel, I don't know if I want to say I wish it had the matte back, because again, it's subjective, and if it has it, we're gonna sit here and scream wishing it was all gloss. But this is glossy, man. I mean, it just took me a moment with this. I have these microfibers that are, you know, you want to be careful not to scratch this thing. Again, you see, I'm so worried about, and not because it's new. It's just I don't want to scratch it. But it does feel amazing, and it's inspiring. It's an inspiring instrument. The craftsmanship on it is stunning. I love that it's serial number 002. I love that it's made in America. I you know, care about that stuff. Nothing against my Ibanez, but just look, it's at the end of the day, it's a beautiful instrument. I'm going to tell you one more time, the two issues I have, I want to make sure you can see me here, is the fact that the back here isn't recessed, those plastics, and the pickup selector, to me, I got to be honest, just is in the way here. And I'd love to hear your feedback on this. Honestly, please be honest. I'd love to know. Is it, you saw me play a little bit, am I overdoing? Is it, but I just, while you would put you know, Robert's you know, it would have been cool to have them parallel here. Fair enough, it's subjective. I love that the ebony fretboard isn't polished. It's a fantastic guitar. It really is, man. And you know what? I'm slowly getting used to the look of it. And again, if you're one of those guys that, you know, everything outside of a Les Paul is shit, or the opposite, everything outside of this is shit, then you're missing out, because I tell you, there's one thing better than a Les Paul and Strat type guitar and this, and that's having both. Because I tell you, this is a very inspiring instrument. It's beautiful. I can highly recommend it. And, you know, a last thing is value. I think I'm okay with the price. Again, I'm going to use the next guitar up that I have on the price list, not including my Les Paul reissues, because those are custom shop reissue guitars, but boutique guitars, and that's my custom 24, which also, if you subscribe to my channel, I have a review on it. Let's say this is $3,500. By the way, Ernie Ball, I don't know if it was smart to release it April 1st, because on April 1st, the tax laws changed. I got lucky, but you know, if you out of state, you can order from Sweetwater or Zounds or AMS, whatever your jam is, and you wouldn't have paid tax. And they released it on April 1st when the tax kicked in, and I'd like to know if that affected a few sales, but you know, it would have been maybe smart to release it a few days sooner. You know, but back to value price. Custom 24, which is the next model up that I own, and we'll compare this to. So let's say this is $3,500. Let's say, excuse me, you get this for, I don't know, $3,200. The Paul Reed Smith Custom 24, which will be the same level guitar, is $4,500. So let's say you get a $300 break there. So this is $3,200. The Paul Reed Smith is $4,200. And I don't want to shit on Paul Reed Smith. Well, you know what? Actually, I do. I do want to shit on them, because I love them since I'm a high school fan, and I think
their prices now are a joke. But the Pollard Smith Custom 24 with a piezo, if you're in the market for a boutique guitar, is $1,000 more. And I'm telling you right now that this is a better value guitar, hands fucking down. Excuse my language, or well, actually don't. But I actually, I will not sell my Custom 24. I love it. I always loved that guitar, especially what they once were. But I'm having a hard time right now holding this. This is probably the only $3,000 guitar I've ever bought where I'm comfortable with where every cent went, okay? Including John getting paid, I'm okay with that. You know, the Eddie Van Halen Wolfgang USA is $3,000. It's a bolt-on neck. Listen, it's I told you, it's one of the best rock guitars you'll ever have. And I hate Eddie. I don't want to give him money, but it was worth it. And of course, I didn't pay list, but I'm just saying, for this guitar, you can get it for probably 31 out the door if you have a good relation. Well, not anymore with tax now, but used, you'll probably be able to pick it up for 23, 4 if you get lucky a little bit from now. But I tell you, I'm okay with the price. I'm okay. I can tell you right now, I own and know of way more guitars that are $3,500. That I mean, the Steve Vai Gem, man, is $3,000, and come on, man, get the fuck out of here. I mean, you know, and it's not even neck through and whatever, you know. Again, those are my opinions. Please, if you're offended, don't be. Go, you know, just I'm talking from the heart. I'm okay with this being $3.5 grand or less, because you're obviously gonna get a little deal. You're not gonna pay list. So don't go to, you know, a store like a GC where you can't negotiate, you know. But it's beautiful. I love it. I'm gonna keep it. It's gorgeous, and I can tell you that a few hours later now, I'm really inspired to go play. Most importantly, thank you. I'm gonna leave you with Ali of Brand, song. Please subscribe to the channel. It'd be an honor if you download our Vaticans album. I'll leave you with the website right now, and enjoy. And John, you know, I don't know if you ever get to watch this, Petrucci, but thank you. I know I had the privilege to meet you a few times. You know, you did something that a lot of other manufacturers cannot do, and that's invent something new, and that's hard to do. And you know, I own a business, it's hard, and you build one from the ground up, and I really respect that. I appreciate it. I appreciate what you're doing. You know, I'm gonna be one of the few people that's gonna play Majesty for something other than Dream Theater songs, but you should be very proud. You should be really proud, man, to invent something like that, to design it, for it to be successful, and for a skeptic like me who'll find a flaw in anything. This is a phenomenal accomplishment, and really bridges the best of yesterday and tomorrow, and I really commend you for that, and it's a privilege to be able to enjoy this in good health, and I hope you do as well. I see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I didn't bore you to death too much, but at the end of the day, it was about the guitar and not me playing it, and I hope this will give you an appreciation for what this is, because at the end of the day, it's an extension of us expressing ourselves. And today, that's more needed than ever. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Here's Ali of Brand from the Vaticans for you.